Hello, and welcome to The Fool and the Philosopher.
The Philosopher and the Fool.
So in your Heroes of Might and Magic video, you at the end, you did a bit of a memento mori for some reason.
Yeah.
But you also talked about this idea of, like, there'll be a last time you play each of the games you played while you're making the video. So there'll be last time you play Heroes 4, last time you play Heroes 5, last time you play... And a way to look at which game you think is the best is which one you'll play last, and you think that'll be 2 or 3 probably.
Yeah.
And for me, I think it'd be the same. It'd be 2 or 3 because they just stand head and shoulders above all of them in my mind.
Yeah.
And I don't think Olden Era is going to change that. I hoped it would, but I don't think it will, unless when it comes out they reveal that they changed something crazily fundamental. But I really don't see it happening. In the future, there might be another one that replaces
Heroes 9.
Yeah.
Actually, do you think at whatever point when Ubisoft is completely dead, and whatever company eats its corpse, which is Tencent?
Or whoever will.
Yeah. Whatever company eats its corpse decides to vomit up Heroes of Might and Magic and let someone bid for it on the wind.
Yeah.
Will they make Heroes 8 or Heroes 9?
Probably. Oh, I don't know. It's weird that they went with Olden Era. I think they'll probably do Heroes of Might and Magic. Because that's what always happens, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, that's the third option. So you think it'd be Heroes of Might and Magic?
Yeah.
I would like a Heroes 8.
Yeah. Yeah, just give it Heroes. I think that would be less confusing if they give it Heroes 8. Like, I really... Have you ever seen...
Like, Olden Era is a weird offshoot that is trying to recreate Heroes 3. I think Heroes 8 should be, alright, here's Heroes 5, 6, and 7. Each one was actually advancement on the other in some weird way. What can we do with 8?
Like, have you ever seen the Kingsfield games? So, Kingsfield 1 released in Japan, but nowhere else. And then Kingsfield 2 in Japan was really popular, so they released it as Kingsfield 1 in America. And then when they realized Americans liked it, I think Kingsfield 3 in Japan was Kingsfield in... it's something like that. Like, it's this ridiculous mess. So I thought that was a really cool way to, like, rank games, right? Because I was thinking you could do that for Heroes of Might and Magic, but you could do that for all games as well. Yeah. And I think... Now, it does have some downsides, but they might not be downsides because I was trying to come up with a word, and you kind of just defined it for me. For games like Half-Life, where you play them once, and you're like, yeah, okay, that was the experience, and then you're done, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good game, but it's more of like an entertainment, like watching a movie or something, right? It's an experience you just devour, and then it's gone. That's where the, like, consumptive customer comes from, sort of. Like, you consume the game.
Yeah.
But that's not the kind of games that I think have the staying power. The kind of game that have the staying power for me is the one where you come back to it again and again and again. Like, well, I once would have... I think I've changed a little bit, because once upon a time that would have been Baldur's Gate. But once I beat Baldur's Gate, I don't know if I'll come back to it now. I think I will, like, once or twice maybe, but it won't be the game I play just constantly here and there. But I think beating the game actually kind of ruins the replayability of the game, weirdly.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to just do, like, 60% every time and keep coming back. Maybe I should pay attention to that lesson. It's a lot more stressful on my mind having a bunch of games at 60% complete.
That's the thing, like, I think about all 3 Baldur's Gate games.
Yeah.
And I have beaten Baldur's Gate 3 twice.
Yeah.
And, well, I've beaten it 3 times, technically.
Yeah.
And I played it with friends, one time almost to completion, and then one times we didn't get all that far. But I see all these people like, oh, why am I going to play this time in Baldur's Gate 3? And I was like... I've beaten all the Baldur's Gate games. I think if I'm to replay any of them, I'd replay 1.
Yeah.
Because 2, you kind of... Like, you can start playing 2, but knowing now that I can, like, take my party from 1 and put it into 2...
Yeah.
I'd rather just play 1. And 1 also just has a more charming story and a funner way to start. And it's just more open, and you can sort of meander through 1.
I think 1 has a much better opening.
Yeah.
I think I haven't finished 2, but I think the middle in 2 I prefer a bit more. But
yeah, you can just sort of meander through 1, and like you can pick up playing 1 and enjoy it, and then you can put it down. Like you can play number 1 to level 5, and then go, okay, I had fun.
Yeah. And then there's another category of game, which is like Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Where it's not just an experience that you consume. It's a great game that you would love to play like 50 more times. Like, you'd love to play once a year or something, right? Yeah. But you can't. Like, you play it because, unfortunately, the whole game is discovering what the game is.
Yeah.
And once you know what the game is, you can no longer play the game. So that's one where it's like, if you gave me 100 Outer Wilds, I would play them once a year. But unfortunately, there's only one Outer Wild, so I'm just going to play it once and that's that, right?
Yeah.
And so it's in your metric, Outer Wilds is not a good game, but but for a certain kind of game, there's a kind of game that's more of a hobby or a lifestyle, I think.
Yeah.
But I wonder, because there's also the whole
Lifestyle definitely true when it comes to Dota.
well, that's the kind of game. The progressive arcades, also known as roguelites, are so like a Hades or a Slay the Spire or something like that, or a Dota. I would put in that category because it's the same idea, constant, doing the same thing in just a little loop over and over again. Age of Empires too, actually, in a way, but less so. I think because Age of Empires, well, in theory, is timeless, whereas Dota is constantly being updated, and the roguelites are constantly. You're constantly seeing new things from the random interactions, right? Like it's a generator of new experiences, sort of. So that sort of game can become addictive instead of replayable.
Yeah.
Now I think like a game like Rogue can be both, like the actual Rogue game.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of game where you're like, oh, I've got half an hour, I'm just gonna play a little Rogue, and then you play it, and then you're done. You're like, that was fun. It's kind of like when you go to your friend like, hey, want to do a bit of air hockey? You play a bit of air hockey, you're done. You're not like, but. It's a short experience, but you can keep doing it over and over again, but you're not obsessed with it. But you can become obsessed with a kind of game like that as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of borderline, I guess. But those are games that they'd be very high on your ranking. Even games that I think don't deserve it, like Dota for most people, even people that played a lot. I think most people don't actually enjoy Dota at the level of a Heroes of Might and Magic or something like that. I could be wrong there. But
I think actually a lot of people who play Dota consider it the greatest game of all time.
Okay. Because I just have troubles, I don't know, the very repetitive style game based where the enjoyment comes from new scenarios.
And the mastery.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of...
I definitely think one of the biggest enjoyments from Dota, from certain people, one of the enjoyments of Dota comes from playing the game with your friends. For a different group of people who I think are the people who are more miserable when they play Dota, the enjoyment comes from the mastery of it.
I'm thinking of, let's take Hades, remove all the story elements, right?
Yeah.
You could play that forever, but I don't know if... It would be more of a game where you play because it's convenient. It's easy to jump into, you play it, and then... But I don't know if it... Maybe that's unfair, but I think it's just like... Oh yeah, I'll just... not Call of Duty. CSGO is famous for this as well. Yeah. You're like, oh, I just have a bit of time, I'll just pop into CSGO, do a couple rounds, and then... But you're not really... You're doing it to waste time rather than because you're like, I just love this game, right?
Yeah.
And maybe this is just my bias because... I haven't really ever admitted this to myself, but I think I just love strategy adventure games, like Heroes of Might and Magic, right? Like, because I like to think I like RPGs and CRPGs and that sort of game. I like to think that's my favorite sort of game, but I have troubles pushing through those games a lot of the time. Whereas I'm like, I'll be watching someone play Heroes of Might and Magic, and then I'll talk about Heroes of Might and Magic like on this podcast, and then I'll be like, time to go home and unwind with some Heroes of Might and Magic. And then maybe I'll record some Heroes of Might and Magic for my YouTube channel. Like, I just love the game.
Yes.
And that enjoyment of the game is actually less than my enjoyment of Age of Wonders. I enjoy Age of Wonders even more. So it's kind of like this... It's not my, I'm wasting time here. It's like my, oh boy, I can't wait to, play this game. Although that said... The Horn of the Abyss campaign, I had to abandon it because it was actually, for the first time in my life, wrecking my enjoyment of Heroes of Might and Magic, 500 hours in Bannerlord.
I have 800 in the first game.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because I think Bannerlord is a very CSGO type game in the fact that it's just sort of like... No, actually it's more like Skyrim. You just can just wander around forever.
Yes.
And I think... Let's make up our list a little bit of the games that will be the last games we play, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of games where you're like, I'm going to experience, like right now I'm playing Prey.
Yeah.
I can't right now because I can't use my arm. But
yeah.
And it turns out you even if you wouldn't think you need your shoulder to use your fingers, you actually do.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Prey, and I've been thinking, as I've been playing it, it's kind of like what I was saying about that Slay the Spire mod I was playing. Yeah. I'm like, this game just it's like this endless goodie bag of fun ideas that tie back together. The exploration of the map is amazing. The constant variety of enemies is amazing. The huge variety of ways to solve puzzles in the game is amazing. the huge variety of powers and unlocks is amazing, and also like weapon unlocks. There's so many solutions to problems. You could watch someone else play this game and they'd have a totally different experience and way of playing and a totally different order of going around the map. So cool. And it's like, how much stuff is in this game? It's like, it's blowing my mind. I think, okay, now I've seen it all. And then there's like, you have unlocked 3 new skill trees and you have unlocked like 8 new weapons, and you like, it just keeps going and going and going. But I'm not really enjoying it. Like, it's kind of like one of those games. Like, I used to think as well, like, I love immersive RPGs. It's the coolest idea. Like, Kicky McKickerface, also known as the Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, and Thief, and Deus Ex, and Prey. I'm like, those, and Dishonored. I'm like, this looks like the coolest game on earth. But now that I'm actually being able to stick into one, like a really good one, like Prey, and play it, I'm thinking, will I ever play Thief? Will I ever? Because I don't know if I actually enjoy this sort of game. It's the kind of game I want to experience so that I have that feeling of, I did this game, but I'm like, I'm not really having that much fun with it. Like, I think part of it is I'm feeling stressed out constantly while playing because I think I'm not playing good enough. But even though they're kind of like big sandboxes, another game I really enjoyed it actually until I tried Hitman. Hitman is very, very fun, and it's kind of an immersive sim style game as well. And the difference with Hitman Blood Money compared to Prey is I actually enjoyed Blood Money up until I was trying to do something the proper way, in quotation marks. And then I stopped enjoying it.
So I was listening to a guy, can't remember who exactly talking about, but they're saying that millennials and Gen Z don't have fun.
Yeah.
And his explanation to me kind of broke my brain, and that's why I've been playing so much Bannerlords lately, partly about that. Is they said
they're just trying to catch up with the experience?
No, it's you can't have fun as a millennial or Gen Z because instead of having fun, you could be hustling. I could play a video game, or I could make videos about playing video games and make some money off it and get some popularity. Or I could have a hobby painting, or I could get really good at painting as my hobby and then sell it and make money off it. And like, you always have to be doing something to improve yourself and make yourself better, or advantage yourself in some way. You can't just do something to unwind or just enjoy it.
I think that's, like, that reasoning is partly true for me. But mine's almost the opposite. Like, if I recorded Prey as a video for my YouTube channel, I think I'd enjoy it more because I enjoy making videos.
Yeah.
And so I would actually enjoy, like, talking to a camera and, like, that sort of, like, I enjoy that part. But it would actually make Prey more fun for me in some ways. Yeah. But I think, like, it's not quite that I could be like making money off of Prey or something. It's more like I'm trying to get it's clearly an amazing game, like one of the best, but it's really not for me. And so I'm sort of like, I'm trying to experience all the must-sees. Yeah. Like, you know, people like, you have to see Men in Black, you have to see Gladiator, you have to see The Godfather, you have to... Thankfully, I don't like movies, so I don't have to burden myself with that.
That thing sort of happened to me with Half-Life.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me, where it's like Half-Life is the best game ever, and then I played it, I was like, very well designed, but...
Half-Life 1 is one of the best games ever.
Yeah. I enjoyed Half-Life 1, actually.
Yeah, for the kind of game that Half-Life 1 is, it's one of the best games ever.
Yeah.
But it is one of those games you talk about of you will play it and then you won't play again.
Yeah.
Kind of like even Portal, actually.
Yeah, now Portal, like, all these games, they have a thing in common, which is that they're like these first-person cinematic games, basically.
Yeah.
And I think Half-Life kind of invented them. But and they're more of a demonstration of technology than like game design. Although Prey, I would say, was actually, its technology was terrible because the game didn't run when it first came out. But its game design is genius. Portal, I don't know. I actually enjoyed like the whole way through. I beat Portal 2 in one sitting. Yeah. And actually, Portal 1 is like a 1 hour game, I think, or something. Yeah. But like Portal 2 I actually beat in a single sitting because I was having so much fun. So I actually enjoyed those games, but I think part of why I enjoyed them is they never really got challenging. And the moment a game like Half-Life or Half-Life 2 or Prey gets challenging, my interest tanks because it's not worth it to me. It's like, this isn't worth my time. I kind of enjoyed it when I was just sort of experiencing all the things to see, but the moment you actually asked me to like put some work in, I'm like, I'm done.
Even, how you read trash fiction?
Yeah.
So I play trash indie games.
Yeah.
It's sort of the same thing as you. And it's like, oh, this is an interesting game. This is an interesting concept. I start playing. It's like, oh, this is a life sim with management where you have to buy food and you have to do this and you have to do that, I'm going to delete it because this game is literally designed to waste my time.
Yeah. And
I think I cannot be bothered. Like you're saying, difficulties, like I cannot be bothered with a game that is designed to artificially waste my time.
And yet you watch anime. Curious. Yeah.
I'm very engaged when I watch anime because I read slowly.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I think like sometimes the story is repetitive too, though, in anime. Yeah. Like they over-explain an idea that they could have done.
I mean, the better thing was you could say, yet you enjoyed the Dragon Bone chair.
Well, to be fair to the Dragon Bone chair, it's not wasting. Like there is things happening the whole time. Like it's not just repetitive like nonsense, right? But it is. It's just a very slow way of getting there.
If you had a custom Minecraft map made for you,
yeah,
would you rather have the school from Name of the Wind?
Yeah.
Or the Hayhold?
The Hayhold, obviously.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Gormenghast or the Hayhold?
I think I'd take the Hayhold.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're kind of the same. Like, I think the Hayhold must be based on Gormenghast, right? Like, they're very similar in a lot of ways.
I would take the Hayhold over a lot of things like the White City of Gondor and...
Well, I think I would take the Hayhold over basically anything but, like, Hogwarts. Like, the Hayhold's pretty cool.
I think I'd take the Hayhold over Hogwarts.
I don't... Because the thing about Hogwarts is... It's like the Hayhold, but, like, there's cool, secret, magical passages and stuff, right? Like...
The Hayhold has that, too.
But it's like you tap on the bathroom sink and suddenly there's like a dungeon.
No, those are more like you open up a door and it's a secret passage in the Hayhold.
Yeah. Like the Hayhold doesn't quite have the same... Although the Hayhold would be great as a dungeon crawl and like OSR D&D type, like Labyrinth Lord dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
Like you come into a room, a beautiful banquet's laid out on the table and there's glimmering gold on the sides and you touch it and everything turns to dust and you're like, what?
And then... You're in the dark, wondering, and 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 you're in the lich yard.
Yeah, and then there's a dragon, and it eats you.
Well, dragon corpse.
Well, I mean, you could do it like before Prester John came. I think the if you ever played Colossal Cavern, it's actually very similar to just wandering the Hayhold, because there is a lot of moments of you go down twisty passages all alike. You go down twisty passages all alike. So oldest games. So I think games like that, like for example, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, very cool game. I think I might play it like once more and probably won't finish it, but I'm not. I don't think it'll carry on.
Now, a game I haven't beat that I do want to play, but I think once I play it, I want to play it again, would be Dungeon Lords.
Yeah, Dungeon Lords. I think I would keep playing like at least the start, but it's kind of. I mean, it's not the longest game, but it is. It's a little long.
Yeah.
It's not one... Dungeon Lords is a game that's terrible to record, I learned to my... I think it's good I gave up on it, but because, you're just wasting your time otherwise. But, like, it's a very hard game to actually record, because there's so much nothing going on.
Yes.
It's a game where you should be meditating while you play, I think. I think Skyrim is a game I can play forever.
Yes.
And so Skyrim's a game that I will be playing... Because it's funny, I think of all the... I have my bucket... Not my bucket list, what's it called? Like my backlog of video games, right? And I look at the backlog and it's like Prey, Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, Gothic 2, Elden Ring, Arx Fatalis, Deus Ex, all these games, right? Yeah. And then I look at like, okay, imagine you'd already played all of them. What would you be doing? And it's like, well, I'd be playing Skyrim. Yeah. And I'd be playing Age of Wonders 3.
And Here's My Magic.
And Here's My Magic.
And Age of Wonders 1.
And Age of Wonders 1. Like, that's basic. That's all I need.
Maybe a bit of 2.
Like, and then I'd be playing Breath of the Wild. Like, but maybe not even as much Breath of the Wild, because it's kind of game you sort of finish. But But I would be playing like 10 games tops. And they're not the games that I'm saying, oh, I got to play these games. Which is kind of messed up.
One of the weird ones for me is Dominions. Of every once in a while, I'll just go, I want to play Dominions.
Yeah.
And then I will really play Dominions. And it destroys my life. But then I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And Mount Blade's a bit like that too. It's like, I'm going to be playing Mountain Blade right now.
I think, like, for me, Mountain Blade, Dominions, Battle Brothers, they're all kind of like that where, like...
Battle Brothers is different for me than those. Battle Brothers is just, I'm going to play an hour of Battle Brothers, and I just play an hour of Battle Brothers. Whereas, like, Dominions or Bannerlords, it's like, I'm going to play a bit of this game. Oh god, it's 1 a.m.
I've never in my life... Like, I'm not a very... I'm at least when it comes to video games, I have to force myself to play video games, weirdly. Like, the amount I talk about video games, you think I'd be a massive addict, but I kind of have to force myself to play them. I've never really been sucked into a video game, except for maybe...
Portal 2.
Well, that, like, it's not a very long game, right? And if it is, like, a long game, then it wasn't one session. But I'm pretty sure I did in one session. Maybe it was Portal 1 I did in one session. Anyways. But
Civ 6? Or Civ 5, sorry?
Even then, like, I'll play it longer than most games, but it'll be like 4 hours or something. Like, it's not going to be like I'm up at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
No, the only games that really have sucked me in are Factorio and Smash Bros, I think.
Well, Factorio is more addictive than, like, cocaine or something.
Yeah.
What was that guy addicted to?
It was like heroin, I think.
Yeah.
Although, that said, I did a playthrough of Factorio, like, not a playthrough, but I just did, like, the basics of Factorio a little while back.
Yeah.
And it might have been my map generation, it might have just been me, but I got caught up for a little bit. Like, I was just not producing resources fast enough to advance anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I was just not interested. So even, and even games like, another game that I kind of get sucked into sometimes is Europa Universalis 4.
Yeah.
But it takes me so much effort to, like, if I leave it for a week, I can't come back. Like, and that sort of game, so there's a lot of games like that, but the biggest ones for me are, like, Factorio, Europa Universalis, Battle Brothers, Mountain Blade. Actually, you can kind of drop in and out of. It's fine.
I'm surprised Battle Brothers is on that list.
I just cannot, like, if I leave the game for a little bit, I just stop playing. I'm just like,
stop playing. But yeah, one of the things I find with Battle Brothers, maybe it's the difficulty you're playing at, is you can die really fast in Battle Brothers.
Yeah,
and that's kind of fun. Is like you try to have your mercenary company, and then this Unhold shows up, and you're like, oh well.
Yeah, no, I think I play on hardest. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But no, it's not that it's easy for me or anything. It's just that it is the difficulty that actually stops me in some ways. Because what happens is I have a really good party, it dies, and then I get another one, it dies. And then I have one that's actually, like, getting up there, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm busy for, like, 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, if I come back and I'm not in the right mindset, I'm going to lose my characters. And then I leave it for, like, 3 years, and then I'm like, I don't remember who these guys are, so I'll start a new one. And I just start a new one again and again and again.
The interesting thing for me is I think the majority of Battle Brothers I've played is actually Let's Plays.
Yeah, I think that helps.
And so I was consistently on the same party.
Yeah, and it also, I just don't have the, like, I have so much stuff I'm doing, and I don't have the time for a game like Battle Brothers. Like, you can only play, like, one game like Battle Brothers at a time.
Yeah.
And if I'm playing, like, a Heroes of Might and Magic campaign, like, because I was doing the entire Heroes of Might and Magic campaign, right? Like, I did all of Heroes 2, and then I did all of Heroes 3, and then I was doing all of Horn of the Abyss, until I got to Forged in Fire, and then I realized, you know what? It's time to have a life now. After I've gotten to the second last campaign.
It's time to do Heroes 4 campaign and Heroes 5 campaign.
No, I don't want to do either. I don't like the campaigns of those games. I don't like the Age of Wonders campaigns either.
No.
Well,
one actually, I like that campaign.
I haven't played Age of Wonders 1 campaign besides the first, like, 2 missions, and I really liked those. But Age of Wonders 3 campaign, I'm like, meh.
The thing I found with 1's campaign is, as I said, the first mission and the second mission are quite good, and then it gets so absurdly big, it starts becoming difficult to play, and then you start cheesing it.
Yeah, and once you get, like, what I was doing with Forged in Fire, I went to easy difficulty. I was playing on Impossible for the first, like, 2 campaigns, and then I did the Horn of the Abyss campaign, and I switched to normal difficulty. Because I've been playing Iron Man, right? So if I lose, I restart the whole map.
Yeah.
If I lose a fight, basically. And then I got to Forged in Fire campaign, and I beat the first map on, like, normal. Yeah. And then I got to the next map, and I beat that one after a bunch of tries on normal. And then I got to the next map, and I was doing okay on normal, and then I got crushed, and I was like, I don't want to do all this again. I'll just do the exact same motions again, basically. So I think the problem, if I had just been reloading instead of doing the Iron Man thing, I think it would have been fine. Like, the difficulty level was fine. The problem was that I was reloading when I died. But the reason I play on Iron Man when I play Heroes of Might and Magic is because there's a scouting ability in the game. And if you can just reload, then there's no point in getting scouting. You can just send your hero forward, reload to the point before you sent that hero forward, and then just scout in a different direction, right? So if I want a game to actually be a strategy game, you can't just reload when something goes wrong, right? Yeah. Because strategy is based around long-term decisions and consequences. Yeah. So they've built their campaign about you reloading every time something goes wrong. So it just doesn't. Yeah. But so I played on easy, and when you play on easy, they actually have their campaigns like balanced for your difficulty. So if you play on easy, it gives you the Angelic Alliance. So you have like the sword and the sandals of the saint and the helmet of enlightenment, and I was just crushing everything with auto combat, and I was like, I'm not having fun. I'm just killing things.
You know, the Angelic Alliance. I didn't realize how broken that thing is. For my video.
Yeah.
So I had to reload it with the battle of the Necromancer versus the humans.
Yeah.
Which I always tried to actually have the two of them fight.
He did the Armor of the Damned. And
Oh, no. He didn't have the Armor of the Damned. He had the Cloak of the Necromancer.
Ah, okay.
So he had the Cloak of the Necromancer versus humans with the Angelic Alliance. They had the same amount of, like, days of production of units.
Yeah.
The Necromancers got crushed. They didn't stand a chance. It wasn't fair.
Yeah, no, Angelic Alliance is so strong. Like, Cloak of the Undead King is strong, but you have to really be building up your skeletons.
Yeah, I only, like, fought 3 enemies.
Yeah. So, well, you have to be building up liches, I guess.
Yeah.
You have the cloak, but yeah. So, yeah, I just bounce off games all the time. Like, I just have it's very hard for me to do campaign-style games unless I'm only focusing very narrowly on them. Even games like Prey and Half-Life, I have a lot of trouble of getting through, which is why I have this list where I just hyper-focus on one, finish it, hyper-focus on the next, finish it. I can't... Like, I think a lot of people, how they play games is like, oh, this new game came out. They get it, they play it, they get sucked into it, they finish it, and they're like, oh, I wish it wasn't over. For me, I'm like, thank God it's done.
I am... You know, I used to be of the thought, like, Okami, it's like, oh, you beat the final boss, and then you have this free ring mode. I never played those. Like, that's the same thing with, what was it called? Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
Like, you beat the game, sort of, and then you can choose to write off, or you can keep playing around, like, just wait a little bit longer. Yeah. It's like, I roll around a little bit longer, and it's like, I'll just write off, and then I'm done with the game.
Yeah.
I feel no need to keep playing it. Even though there's, like, a ton of side quests still to do and a bunch of other things, it's like, no, that was the story I had. And that's actually my problem with Baldur's Gate 3 and other games, sort of that thing's like, we have so many story options, there's so many different ways to go through it, it has so much replayability. It's like, no, it actually doesn't have much replayability, because the first time I played it is how I played it.
When I think that's...
Also, the big thing with Baldur's Gate 3 for me, which I think I did differently than most people, is people will play it and they'll sort of go through the map, and they'll go from main quest to main quest with a few side quests, whereas I did every single quest, I found every single item, I looted every single chest, I beat every single enemy that is beatable on every single map in the game, like each setting. And so I didn't 100% the game, but I might as well have.
Yeah, you kind of burned through it all.
Yeah.
And I much prefer a game that...
And that's how I play Larian games, is I go to every single location and turn over every single rock.
And I think I've come to... Like, I don't really like RPGs in general because of that sort of, like, do you burn through it or do you miss a ton of stuff? Because either option I don't like, right?
Yeah.
And the only game that I can really... The only series where that works for me
is Elder Scrolls.
Is Elder Scrolls. And the reason Elder Scrolls works, I think, is because they're so unbelievably large that you can't see everything.
Yeah.
And so I don't bother. And I think that is actually what makes it work for me, is that
I agree with you on that.
Like... Because, like, Daggerfall is great, Skyrim is great. Morrowind, you could probably actually see everything in. But it is such a big world that, you know, you just kind of roll with it, I think. Although I haven't beat Morrowind, so I couldn't be sure.
There's this amazing video Croaky Cat released, which is, it's just a documentary of how Oblivion was made.
Yeah.
And so one of the top texture designers, he's like this nerdy guy, slightly overweight. He's got, like, long hair, receding hairline. And he's out in nature. And he's bending over, he's looking at some moss, like, oh, isn't that beautiful? And he's just pointing down at, like, this patch of moss, like, look at the textures of that moss. It's, like, the most amazing thing. It's like, look at this tree here. It's like, that's really good. It's like, oh, the moss on that rock there, that's wonderful. And this is the guy who, like, makes the world textures and, like, environments. Like, that dude there is the kind of guy you want making your video game. And then the two crews who made the buildings, it's this man and woman, they're wandering around, and it's like, oh, that's some cool architecture there. And they take their camera and take pictures. I was like, oh, that would work really well in that cathedral. And it's like this modern building, but it's this one old-fashioned thing. They take a picture of that.
Yeah. I think...
Or the person who worked on the horses, she's a horse rider. And it's like, I really love horses. And she's riding on a horse. And like, you gotta figure out how their muscles work. And like, they're different running and turning.
And the other thing that the Elder Scrolls games have going for them is something that The Witcher doesn't have. Because The Witcher 3 is another world that's so big, you're never going to see everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just massive. But the difference is with The Witcher 3, well, first of all, nothing's worth seeing for the most part. Like, there's some cool stuff, and the stories are great. But once you've seen all the main stories, you're kind of done there. But
Or Leon changes that.
yeah, maybe someday I'll get there. But it's on. I have a modded version on my
Switch?
no the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But that was such a nightmare to set up. Like, once I finally got it working, I was done. I was like, this is so hard. But I'll probably get back to it at some point. But and right now my pants are invisible, so it's kind of annoying. Like there's nothing. Like he's floating right now on shoes, basically. Yeah, it's not like he's naked.
It's not like he's Geralt 50% of the time.
Yeah, it's not like he's bathtub Geralt or anything.
Yeah.
But the thing that Skyrim does that The Witcher doesn't is not only is the world endless, essentially.
Yeah.
But you can do the same. Like, I like nothing more. What's that? It's right near Whiterun. There's that big bandit keep.
Yeah. The old camp.
I've done that thing like 30 times.
Yes.
Because it's fun every time. Because you do it in a different way every time.
Yeah.
Right? And so every action in Skyrim is unique. Like, it's not just how the world is, it's how you go through the world.
Yeah.
And so that's why a game like Breath of the Wild as well, I could just play endlessly because you can go through the world infinite different ways. Like I told you about that time where I killed the boar. I was like, I need food. Oh, I'll just cut down a tree. Kill the boar. Pow. It's like, that's so cool. You can just do it in a different way every time.
Yeah.
And you can't really do that with The Witcher. Like, The Witcher has a lot of stuff to see, but you're kind of following the scripted path when you do it. Yeah. There's not like, there's a werewolf in that cave. I'm going to seal off the cave and let it die of starvation. Like, whereas a game like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild, you can do that. You can't do it that exact thing.
Yeah.
But you can basically do that. Like, you can light the forest on fire and have that take out the thing, or you can push the bandit off the roof with a Fus Roda, or you can, like, I glided onto a tower one time and then did the entire dungeon in reverse because I had just a mod that, like...
The classic thing in Skyrim is you go into a fortress full of Drugar.
Yeah.
And a Drugar Deathlord shows up. And you run away back through the dungeon, it chases you, and then when there's those pressure pads, you are like the wall spikes.
Yeah.
You run around it, and then you stand there going to the Drawguard.
Yeah.
And like Tom and Jerry, it walks forward, steps on the pressure pad,
yeah,
and gets smashed.
Or you can slow down time and run around him, stabbing him, or you can like parry his attacks and fight him in 1-to-1, or you can like get a bunch of companions and gang up on him, or you can summon a bunch of creatures, or you can use fireballs, or you like there's so many ways to go around the world. I've even had fights where I'll like jump up on a wall to break their pathing, then jump back down, then jump up on the wall, then jump back down. Like, you can do so many different things.
And then when you try to get the stupid beacon quest done, you will get killed by that wizard no matter what you do.
I think that's actually why Dungeon Lords I enjoy so much, because even though the game is a very linear Witcher 3 style game, in theory, it's so janky that you can actually do all the Skyrim and Breath of the Wild style freedoms.
Yes.
Because you can climb any structure, you can go anywhere,
you can use nether magic.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is like, it's not designed to do this.
Yeah.
But you can like climb any wall in the game, and you can like defeat any enemy in the game. Just run, like, you can do things in any way you want.
Yeah. Because
there's enough jank that it actually gives you the freedom of motion that a game like Breath of the Wild does on purpose. It does by accident. And although that said, to be fair to Bradley, his game design does seem to be in that route. Like I was telling you about the Mages and Mystics, I think it's called, where like the guy was like, okay, there's this almost impossible fight with a Sphinx, but I just walk around the Sphinx and then I don't have to do the fight.
Probably sells insurance now.
I think he does do something like that. Like, he's just... No, that's what the Here's My Magic guy did, actually.
Yeah, I know.
He started doing, like, stocks.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Brilliant creator, but it just didn't quite work out.
Well, I don't think he stopped being interested in video games or something, I think, which is... It's a shame because they're so interesting, but... But, so, I think Skyrim, that's going to be on my list of games that won't fade. Age of Wonders. Yeah. Here's My Magic. I think Age of Wonders 1 will probably fade out before Age of Wonders 3 for me. Especially because Age of Wonders 3 is so moddable that you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
Age of Wonders 1, there was one mod by a guy named Warlock, I think, until about 2017.
Yeah.
Or maybe even later. Maybe it was 2022. And then another guy came along called Ace, I believe. And he actually made a mod framework for Age of Wonders 1. So now there's actually Age of Wonders 1 mods.
Yeah.
And I've only downloaded one so far, but what it does, the Lizardmen, they have a battering ram, which is a crime. So it puts the battering ram on top of a turtle. So it's like best mod ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so there are mods being made now for Age of
You
Wonders 1.
don't need that many sprites for that as well.
No, it's they just like cut together too. They're like they just took the top of a battering ram and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking about making sprites for it. You need...
Well, all 8 directions they can face or whatever.
You
6
need-
directions. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need 6 directions, and then, so 6 attack, so that's 12.
And death.
Damage,
Yeah.
so you need a flinch, so, and death, so that's 24.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not too bad, but and there is like that mod adds a bunch more stuff to the game. Like it adds a bunch of because basically it got rid of most war machines for most factions.
Yeah.
So they're like the Azracs. You have an elephant now instead of a battering ram. You
Yeah.
have it like so they did that for all the factions basically,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool. And it also rebalances a few things, but nothing major. It just makes like because in Age of Wonders 1, I forgot because it's been so long. You don't really get XP for fighting. You just get XP for like ending the turn.
And you breathe on the incarnate and with the mod, and then it breaks the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they touched that one. They're probably
You just have to stay away from that
yeah,
file.
Just don't mess with that. But no, there's a decent number of mods. There's a bunch of maps too that have been made. Some are ridiculously large. It's like I'm not going to play that. It's way too big. But
That could be a cool map. It's the map with a giant forest, and it starts with it being lit on fire.
and just running. There is one kind of like that. It's like after the apocalypse, and like a map is burning down as you start as the humans. I was playing that a little bit, but I was like, no, this is too big, and it's too scripted. Like I don't mind a big map, but I don't like when they're scripted because I want to be able to do whatever I want, right? Whereas if it's like, okay, now you have to go here and get this unit, and then get here, and it's like, I don't want to do that. Which is Horn of the Abyss maps in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So other games, I think like Rogue, Minecraft. I think Rogue is actually a game I could keep playing over and over again because it's just the thing about Rogue though. It's not quite like a great game. Well, it is a great game, I guess, but it's just so easy to play. It's just, I mean, it's not easy to play. You have to, but once you know how to play it, it's very easy to play. It's just like you just kick it up and you're into it. Whereas a game like Dark Souls, for instance, now if you've beat Dark Souls a couple times, it probably becomes very easy and comforting to play. But it's a hard, like once you bounce off Dark Souls, it's like it takes a lot of momentum and inertia to get going again.
Yeah.
Whereas a game like Elden Ring, which I've been playing a little bit of, that's a very easy game to just kind of dip in, dip out. Like it's a lot more friendly to beginners, I would say, in a lot of ways, or not beginners, but like just people being casual people. I'd say it's more friendly to casuals, I would say.
How much of it have you played?
Not much at all. I don't want spoilers or anything.
Okay.
But no, it's more casual. Have you played Dark Souls?
No.
Okay, so why I would say I don't want to spoil Dark Souls for you, I guess, but
I don't care like you.
so I'll just give like a little of one of my experiences with Elden Ring versus Dark Souls, right?
Yeah.
So in Elden Ring, there's this one dungeon full of all these like gargoyles that cling on the walls.
Yeah.
And there's fireballs blasting down while you're trying to fight off all these gargoyles. It's really annoying.
Dungeon.
Yeah. And if you get to the pillar that's shooting the fireballs, you can break it. And then even if you die, it stays broken.
Yeah.
And so then you're not dealing with that annoying fireball thing while you're dealing with the gargoyles. And then if you beat enough of the gargoyles, you can get to like a door, you smash down the door, and suddenly you can skip the gargoyles entirely.
And you can boss rush, basically?
Yeah, I didn't actually fight that boss because I don't like Souls-like bosses. It's like my least favorite part of Souls games.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, there's a boss. I guess I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's like the boss mist, and you can go in there and you can boss rush the boss. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls, it never gets
To be
easier.
fair, that's a really annoying boss.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't even pass through the mist. I was like, I don't care. I'm done.
It does give you a very powerful thing, but it's just so annoying.
And then they also, if you kill every enemy of a type in Elden Ring, it refills your potions, which I think is a really cool little feature.
Yeah, if you kill the enemies in a zone.
Yeah. It might be necessary because it's an open world as well, I guess. Whereas Dark Souls is a bit more linear. But in Dark Souls, if you smash that fireball thing and then died, the fireball thing would be back. Like, it never gets easier. The only thing that happens is you get further in the world. Like, you can find a campfire that's a bit further in the world. And when you find, like, a loop back, like, you kick down a ladder so that you can get back, that's really nice. But also, like, the distance to the boss. Like, you lose a fight in Elden Ring, you die, you're there again.
Yeah.
You lose a fight in Dark Souls, and you're like, that's like a 5 to 15 minute walk to get back there that I might die on that walk alone.
Yeah, I don't think there's any bosses in Elden Ring that you have to also go through an annoying zone to then get to. Like, I think there's basically always a spawn point at the boss mist.
But even not boss fights, like, for example, right near the starting zone, there's a camp of, like, evil soldiers.
Yeah.
And I went to the camp, I was fighting the basic soldiers, and this huge guy came out and, like, took me out in a single hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I respawn. I just walk back there. I do it again, die, walk back there, beat it, and then I've taken out that camp, right? In Dark Souls, you're kind of... Like, Dark Souls is a game about exploration, but you're punished for exploring.
Yeah.
Because you will be super far from a campfire, and this happened to me recently, because you're not supposed to be able to do this early unless you start as the thief character.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done that, so I started as the thief character, because you start with a key that can unlock any door, and I was like, that's interesting. So you can just skip any part of the game you want, basically.
Yeah.
And so I saw this door, and I unlocked it, and I went to... And I was going through, and I was like super far from, you can't save exactly, but I was super far from any bonfire, but I was seeing more and more cool things. And I saw this giant dragon skeleton curled around, like in Dark Souls, you don't get items, they're just like glowing wisps, basically. Yeah. I was like, that's got to be a really good item. And there's like this dead dragon that is not guarding it, but like it died curled up around it. I was like, there is no way that dragon doesn't come to life when I grab that item. And I'm so far away from any bonfire, but I really want to see what it is. Yeah. So I walked over and grabbed the item, and the dragon coming to life, like knocked me off into a pit, and I died. Because you instantly die if you fall in Dark Souls. And it's like, okay, so now I lost all my souls, and even if I didn't care about my souls, which I didn't really because my souls were pretty low at that point, it's going to be a super long walk to get back there. So I'm just going to ignore that area of the game for however long.
Yeah.
So I think Elden Ring is... Like, Dark Souls is a fairly forgiving game, but Elden Ring is even more forgiving.
Yeah.
And also the thing with Dark Souls is, like, it's kind of a maze. Like, it's a very... Like, it's an exploration game. Yeah. And so you're like, how on earth did I get to, like, that weird garden zone again? Yeah. I don't remember. Whereas Elden Ring is a flat plain, more or less, with dungeons in it, right?
It's a plateau.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you can just walk. Elden Ring feels a lot to me like Breath of the Wild, actually. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's based on Breath of the Wild, I think. But it's... Because Dark Souls games are based on Legend of Zelda for whatever reason. Yeah. If they come out with like another Zelda 2 like side scroller, then if Dark Souls is a side scroller next, then
the next Dark Souls-like game is going to be based on a train.
Oh, like Spirit Tracks. Yeah. That'd be funny. Yeah. So I think like Elden Ring is a game.
And then there's Dark Souls 4 swords, where you have 4 little Dark Souls running around.
Because like Elden Ring is hard, but it's very satisfying, right? Like you break that fireball when you have like a sliver of health and you die immediately afterwards. Yeah. But then you get back up and you're like, never have to deal with that again. Yes. It's like a very satisfying game. Yeah. But I could even see a mode that'd be pretty fun of enemies don't respawn. Like I think that could be pretty fun as well.
One of my favorite things about Elden Ring for me playing it is invaders. A lot of people complained about invaders. Yeah. Because someone come, they have way more experience, they kill you when you have a lot of souls and can't ruin the game. So, people would try to invade me.
Oh, but your connection isn't good enough?
Yes, it was awesome. What would happen is they tried to invade me, and because the person getting invaded is the host, they would start glitching teleporting around. So if they didn't give up, I had such a massive advantage over any invader that I could beat them.
There's another thing I don't like about a lot of games that are like cult classics, like Dark Souls, which this isn't a spoiler because I don't actually know this for a fact. This is based kind of on my own intuition. Yeah. But there's a guy who everyone loves in Dark Souls. He's the famous guy. I forget his name is Soul, I think, but he's like the Praise the Sun guy, right? Yeah. And he says at one point, when you first meet him, he says, if you ever need help, smash this crystal and I will come to your aid. Yeah. And it took me forever to put 2 and 2 together. There's this really annoying fight in the game. It's the first... Now, people that are listening to this are going to realize that I am like a Dark Souls noob. Because I'm pretty sure this is actually quite early in the game. But I thought it was like halfway to 2/3 of the way through the game. But I think it's actually quite early. But there's a gargoyle fight on a church roof. And the gargoyle is really annoying to fight. And I almost beat him. Like, I just kept... And so the run back is... also kind of annoying. It's not the worst, but it's just long. Like, it's not too hard. You don't lose much HP getting up there, but it's just long. So I finally make it to the gargoyle. I finally almost beat the gargoyle, and then a second gargoyle jumps down from the tower, and now you have to fight 2 of them. Yeah. And every time I fought it, I just lost and lost and lost. And it actually made me quit playing Dark Souls. I was like, this is just too hard. Yeah. I stopped trying the boss. I just went to different areas of the map, and then I got 200 to play, but then I just stopped playing Dark Souls. I was like, this is too hard. And I'm pretty sure what you're supposed to do if you're not an idiot is realize that, wait a minute, this is a 2v1. Yeah. I was just given a crystal in the other zone that would make this a 2v2. Yeah. And you're supposed to summon Soul. But I think what happens if you summon Soul again, this isn't based on anything I know, because I haven't done it, and I haven't read anything about it, but it seems like a cultural consciousness or something. I think if you get Soul to help you in any fight, his ending gets progressively worse at the end of the game. Like, he becomes more, like, less and less happy, or less and less, like, it's just a worse end. And if you want the good ending for Dark Souls, you have to never have Soul help you. Which means that you have to make yourself miserable in order to make the game happy at the end.
I hate the good ending is you don't use a certain feature, or you...
I'm having that problem with Prey right now as well, actually. Like, there's like a bajillion really cool shape-shifting abilities in the game.
Yeah.
That make you an evil mimic creature that will be shot at on sight by turrets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And now I see what they're getting at. It's like, you can either do the human playthrough or the mimic playthrough, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because it's two different... In the human playthrough, you're like, oh, finally, a safe zone, there's turrets. Yeah. And then in the mimic playthrough, you're like, oh, great, there's turrets ahead. So it's interesting for replayability. But in terms of, like, I just want to play with the kitchen sink, it's like, oh, I'm just not going to use half the things in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and a lot of games do that, and it's like... Wait, can't we just have... Can't being fun be the good ending?
Yeah.
Or the true ending, or the...
It's like, if you want to have a good ending, you have to not use half the abilities the game offers.
Yeah. You have to have never... Like, if you wanted the good ending of The Witcher, you have to have never used potions. Otherwise, it's like...
I really don't like the concept of good endings or true endings, even in video games.
No, I don't actually like branching story paths. Which is why I like Divinity, because they don't do branching stories. They do reactive stories.
Yeah.
So it's like... Oh, you drank all those potions? Oh, I guess you're going to get sick. Like, they do that instead of, like, oh, now you don't get this ending. You don't get this. You don't get this cool
The potions will remember that.
Yeah. Although they do one thing with the Soul Sworn, which we're running into right now, the Forsworn or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you can't use certain items, but there's so many items in the game. Who really cares? I think.
Look, we find items in, like, a barrel.
Yeah.
That are better than some of the scripted best items. And we're using a mod that's meant to make unique items good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we're doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's it just takes a bit of the fun out of the game. Like a lot of these cult classic games, like Dark Souls or Arx Fatalis or Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, or like the good ending in Dark Messiah of Might and Magic is you have to fight that spider boss, which is it's just long and it's not that fun and it's creepy. It's really, really creepy. So I don't want to have to do this. And I don't like games that make me emotionally exhausted from, like, fear or stress, or, like, you have to play it the right way, right? Like,
Well, Dark Messiah, you beat the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a different thing with the good ending, which is if you never use the demon powers, or you purify yourself in a fountain, then you can use the super good dragon weapons.
Yeah, and that's also kind of annoying. But on the other hand, it's pretty easy to do. Like, the purification is very...
At least they have the purification.
Yeah.
Because the super cool dragon weapons are super cool.
Yeah, and the demon form sucks, so it's like, why would you even use it, really?
Yeah.
But I was able to do everything, right? Because I did the demon form stuff, and then I purified myself, and then I had the dragon gear. So I was able to do all things.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually lock you out, it just temporarily locks you out.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But if it's like, oh no, you don't get to have Soul, the cool guy, live at the end unless you... Although he's undead, I believe, technically. But,
everyone is.
Yeah. But... It's less fun. Like, that's what Breath of the Wild, it's like, you're in the sandbox, have fun.
Yeah.
And Skyrim as well. Like, you're not gonna... I mean, you can join one side or the other in the Civil War, I guess, but...
Yeah. No, the Civil War actually has one of my biggest issues.
I don't like the built-in replayability. I like replayability to be my actions in the world.
Well, so my biggest problem with the Civil War is it irrevocably changes Whiterun. And
I've never actually done the Civil War quest. The game has crashed both times I've tried, so I don't actually know what happens. You can spoil it, though.
Yeah, so if you join the Stormcloaks, who are my preferred faction, then the Jarl gets replaced. Yeah. Because he sides with the Imperials. And so you don't get Jarl Bulgraf, I think his name. Yeah. You get one of the Greyhames or whatever. Yeah. Instead of him. And I don't like them nearly as much as him. Yeah. And so it's my preferred faction... I don't get my preferred leader of Whiterun. Yeah. And so it kind of sucks.
Well, the other thing about Skyrim, and the reason I don't bother with the Civil War, is, like, both sides suck. Like... Yeah. Like, I hate, McYellyface. What's his name?
Ulfric Stormcloak.
Yeah, Ulfric Stormcloak. He's a...
Hey, have some respect. That's Ulfric Stormcloak you're talking about.
He sucks. His brother sucks even more. or is that his brother, the guy with the big hammer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks even more. And they're like racists, and they're like, I don't like them. They're on multiple
They're so
levels.
racist they let dark elves live in their city, which aren't allowed to live anywhere else in Skyrim.
Yeah, big old racist. But no, they're like really annoying. Like I've tried to kill Ulfric multiple times. I've never tried to kill
General Tullian?
General Tullius. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's tried to kill me because like you sneeze in that building, I swear, and they'll like come for you. But no, I've tried to kill Ulfric multiple times, and he's an invincible character.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. But
unless you do the Civil War.
That's the other thing I like about Skyrim over a lot of these games, like Dark Messiah and like even the Baldur's Gate to some degree, and especially Dark Souls. Like Ulfric is basically the strongest person in Skyrim, and with a bit of luck and just a couple reloads, you can beat him. Like the world is your playground to actually experiment with things. You don't have to be like a super gamer who dedicates his life to the game in order to try new things. You can just experiment and have fun, which I like.
Have you ever beaten Alduin?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Alduin fight's like, oh, okay. I actually did that. I wasn't a nightmare.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually, the Alduin fight. Like, when you're in the Dream Realm and you're like... Yeah. The Dream Realm was surprised. I didn't know that existed at all.
Now, the DLC, which adds the other Dragonborn you have to fight, that battle was a nightmare.
I never fought him. I fought his assistants, of course, but...
Now, why that battle was a nightmare is because it kept crashing. And it has a bug, which he basically becomes invincible. And so... to get around that, you can actually go into, with the console commands, you can make the game advance in script settings. And so it's like, alright, I am stuck here because this is where my save is.
Just skip phase 1 of the fight.
Well, no, it's literally skip it to where he's beaten.
Yeah.
And the problem is, the playthrough I was playing with it is my first save of Skyrim. And I had installed and uninstalled so many mods, that thing was like a janky mess that barely held itself together. And so, alright, I'll just beat him. And the big thing about beating him is you get his armor. However, if you use the script skip to beat him, you don't get his bloody armor. So then I had to look up which item tags to add it to my inventory, and it just soured the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't get the cool cinematics of fighting him, I didn't properly beat him, and now I have to cheat in his gear.
That's the other thing I love about Skyrim and Age of Wonders, and Here's My Magic, is they're very, like... Skyrim you wouldn't think because it crashes all the time, right? But they're actually very durable games in the sense that you can break a lot of stuff and still play the game.
Yeah.
And so you can play all three of those games. Here's My Magic, the least of them. But you can play all three of those games basically with your hex editor open or your script going. And then you can just like mess around with stuff. Like it's very easy to change the stats around in Here's My Magic. And it's very easy to, like Age of Wonders, you can add and remove mods very easily. And then Skyrim, you can have the console open, you can be messing around with mods.
Yeah.
And I do like, it's funny because it's not like, I hate games that are difficult, right? It's like, I want all games to be easy. I don't want Dark Souls to be an easier game than it is. It's fine the way it is. But you need to have about 2 to 4 weeks where nothing goes wrong in your life and you have a decent chunk of spare time in order to play and beat that sort of game.
Yeah.
And it makes them very difficult to not bounce out of...
It is 4:30, by the way.
Okay, I'm not working today.
Oh, okay.
I'm in too much pain to work. So
yeah,
but thanks for yeah. I don't work Fridays anyways, but
okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, no, but thank you because that's good to keep track of. Yeah, unless you just want to like quit, you're like it's 4:30.
No,
okay, but yeah, so yeah, Skyrim is just one of those games that lasts forever. I think another one, like I like I said, I like roguelikes, like actual roguelikes. Where you just die all the time. That's the most fun part for me. What I don't enjoy is a game like Angband, where it's actually not too hard to get to like level 30 in Angband, and then you die after like 30 hours and you start again.
Yeah.
But what I like a lot is a game like Rogue, where you die like 6 times in 1 hour, and then you only need to get to like level 20 to win the game. Like that, I enjoy that a lot more. And it's not because I'm against. Well, maybe I am. I have troubles with like long campaign style games, I think. That said, there's some games that are just so fun, I've never had troubles with them, like Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah.
And Divinity Original Sin 2 even. The problem with Divinity Original Sin 2 has not been how long the game is, it's just been my health and like everything.
I have found, I've been playing Divinity 1.
Yeah.
And I think I told you partly about the problem is each battle's an encounter in 2.
Yeah.
Where creatures actually just exist in the world in 1.
Yeah.
And that is so much more satisfying. And that's actually a problem with Baldur's Gate as well, I think, is their encounters.
Yeah.
Whereas Divinity 1, it's just this brilliant thing where it's like, if a creature notices you, it'll come and fight you. If its friends notices you as well, they'll also come along. But you also have so much control over the world because it's so much more like Ultima.
Yeah.
But
I think Baldur's Gate isn't actually like Baldur's Gate 1.
Yeah.
Like the ant kegs are just in the farm.
No, I'm talking about Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. But you just encounter things numbered 1 in Baldur's Gate. But in Divinity Original Sin, there's this one fight where it's these orcs, and I did the classic thing of I made a wall of barrels.
Yeah.
And I'm plinking away at one, and then the bloody orc shaman starts healing them. And I do the calculation, and I realize I can never win this. And so I open up a hole and bait one of the orc shaman basically through the hole.
Yeah.
So I can mug him because he's a sickly little orc shaman who's not good at a melee fight. And then I close the hole again, and then I can beat the orcs. And it's this comedy absurdity of Divinity 1 that so fits the game and the gameplay, and it's brilliant.
I think the problem with long games for me is more a matter of like, I don't know where people not like I've said this before.
By verisimilitude.
Well, no, it's like I've said before. I don't. I think you should not make sacrifices. Like I see a lot of people. They'll say, "I used to like great big D&D games, but I love these one-shot games because it's so much easier to find time for a one-shot game." Yeah. But I also saw that it was like this older person that said, like even older. Like there's the young people say, "Oh, I love the long game," then the like person in their 30s and 40s is like, "No, I like the shorter game because I don't have time." But then there's an even older guy who's like, don't sacrifice those things that you love. Like, even if it's hard, just stick with it anyways. And I do agree with that, I think. Like, it's hard, of course. But
it's interesting. So...
But I just don't know where people get the time to play these games. Like, well, I swear.
So my D&D crew is kind of interesting. So we started out with 3 people.
Yeah.
And then the one guy invited one of his friends along. And then we were playing with them, and then he, one of the people left, and then another one of the people left, and then we invited someone else to play with, and so we had more people, and then we invited this older guy to play with us as well, and he's quite a bit older, and then we invited this next person, and then 2 of the other people, the guy who was like inviting everyone, he quit, had a baby, had a family, it's gone difficult for him. Then the other guy's like, yeah, this summer's just going to be too busy for me, so I'm going to have to quit too.
Yeah.
And so none of the original players of the 3 you had are there. They're all gone.
Yeah.
The one guy who is there, he left for half a year, and then he came back, and he's going to have to leave again for another couple of months. And then the old guy is just always there, always wanting to play, but there's a certain season of the year where he has to quit playing. And then another guy is there sometimes, but then when BAM comes along, he has to leave.
So do you play like Gygax style, where the world continues even if the...
it's if we have 3 people, we keep playing. Sometimes if we have 2, we keep playing.
Yeah, and are they just like teleporting in and out on the same quest, or are they...
Yeah, they're teleporting in and out.
So it's not like Gygax where like, oh, your guy just stood there for like a year and then...
Yeah, no, it's not that. But we're like, I think we need some new players.
Yeah.
Because like a cycling cast of people comes in and out.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest enemies is the joke of D&D is the time management.
Yeah.
But it really is. If you have enough players, then you just have to make sure you have enough that the DM's always there, and then you have enough players to keep playing the game.
Well, it's kind of a problem I've never had a solution for. Like campaign board games, I just can't stand because like you just can't have people together that long. D&D, I've never had one that hasn't fallen apart and failed. It's just so difficult to find the time for that sort of thing. And then to also have the people, like, just making plans with people, like, doesn't work in my experience. And maybe I've just had bad luck, or maybe I haven't put the effort in, but it just doesn't seem to work on, like, a reoccurring schedule for the most part.
Yeah.
What did I do for a while that was fairly consistent? I can't remember. I've had periods of luck, but they tend to fail when, like, because, like, you just get, like, your arms stop working, you dislocate your shoulder, your car breaks down, just life happens.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't try, I think.
Yeah, well, so
And I
Like, I played D&D, it won't call it one shot, but we played it till we beat the dungeon of the Mad Mage.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's from level 1?
So they started at level 1. I think I started at level 4
Okay.
because I joined later. They did like the campaign before, and then you go to level 3, and then you start going through the Undermountain.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and we went all the way to level 18.
I think the biggest thing I've ever done, well, I haven't even done it yet, but is Divinity Original Sin 2. Like that, someday we'll get there. Or maybe actually beating Tropical Freeze, maybe, that was hard.
Yeah.
That's like a really hard game. Like, you play the first few levels, you might not notice, but it's like one of the harder games out there, I think.
So, but back to the campaign playing with these
Yeah.
people. So we're playing kind of old school, like going through dungeons. There's no real coherent story. Like there's no big bad evil guy, which is a term I kind of hate.
Yeah.
There's threats, there's problems in the world, but they're just sort of adventurers going through the world.
No, I don't like a big overarching villain. I like just like a world you're in, which is why Baldur's Gate 1 is fun for that too. Like even Saravak, he's not like the guy behind everything. He's just one of the things you deal with. So yeah.
He's the guy who set you out on your adventure.
Yeah.
But the campaign and the story is sort of emerging from what the players do and just how they go through it. And I was sort of thinking like, oh, I don't know if they're like, well, stick with it. It's kind of like meandering. And the funny thing is we have these groups.
Oh, what? The podcast. That's the one regular recurring thing I actually do.
Yeah.
It's this podcast.
But I was like, oh, I don't know if they'll stick with it. Other campaigns I've played, like people sort of like there's a story and they kind of get bored of it or they lose investment.
Yeah.
And I realized, wait, I don't have any of my original players. When I set up the story hooks to what's going on, like the second session of the game, I had this big prophecy which tells everyone about all the conflicts I've set up in the world. Not a single player here knows about this. And they're still all playing it.
Yeah.
And they're literally just playing D&D. It's not this campaign, it's not this story. It's this group of adventurers just trying to make money. That is, and get powerful items. That is literally what my D&D campaign is. It's like, that is so cool. That is literally these people just doing things in the world.
I would love a setting or game or something. Actually, there is one. It's Undercity.
Yeah.
The Rats Undercity game that we did. But it's like the perfect setting is like the goal of the game is to not starve. Like it's D&D, but the goal is to not starve.
Well, so my setting is literally an adaptation of Keep on the Borderland.
Yeah, which is, I mean, well, that one was a bit more like, I don't know, like it was just like have fun basically. That was kind of
Well, so Keep on the Borderland setting is you go to a keep.
Yeah, you clear out the keep.
And then you explore the Borderlands.
Yeah. No, it's
And how it's designed is actually the Borderlands, after you get the keep, the Borderlands randomly generate.
No, it was wild because I've always thought, like, reading the player's guide, reading the DM's guide, I was like, you haven't shown, like, you've given me all the rules, but you haven't actually told me how to play the game, like, in any of these things. And so every game of D&D I've played has more or less sucked because it's... And then I played Undercity, and it was the first time I enjoyed D&D on, like, a deep, deep level, right? It wasn't just fun because you're playing with friends and there's cool stats. It was actually like, this is what the game can be. It's like, it's so cool. And then I got to Keep on the Borderland, and I read it. I was like, oh, there is a tutorial for D&D.
Yeah.
Why isn't this wrapped into every single, like... If you buy the player's handbook or the DM's guide, it should be required that you have it bundled with Keep on the Borderland, because then you actually know how to play the game.
I think it's one of the few ones that they haven't remade in, like, 3rd, 4th, or 5th edition.
Yeah. It's, like, it has sections in it, like... if your players come up with a really good strategy for defeating the orcs in these tunnels, like throwing... oil at them and causing fires, the orcs will start throwing fire bottles at them back because they'll think, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
like it has sections like that, or it like tells you how to play the game.
Yeah, no, it like that sort of advice there I've taken. So in the campaign I'm playing, it's just this sort of thing of let the people do what they're going to do. So they're in a dungeon and they come into a room full of a bunch of neutral enemies.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are guards, they're not meant to let them through. And they're standing there at the door, and the 3 players who are playing start discussing the best strategy to beat these neutral guys. And I sort of sit, like, they're going through, and I said, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. The guards look in between each other, and then attack.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get
like,
out of there.
You're strategized to a certain point, and now the guards are worried. They're attacking you, because you're obviously being hostile.
Yeah, I think Ruins of the Undercity, though, in terms of just like...
Oh, no, it's brilliant.
Like, at the start of the game, you get a club and a shirt and pants, I think.
Yeah.
And then it says, you have no money, you will starve by the end of the day, basically.
Yeah.
But there is, like, infinite dungeons around the city. Just pick one.
Yeah, the Undercity is full of wealth.
Yeah. And so you just go down there. And then we got to the point where, like, our first 2 characters we made died, but we had a party of 4. And then we were like, okay, we can either leave the dungeon and starve, or we can try something really cool.
Yes.
And so we did the really cool thing. And then we got, like, a huge haul of money. We were able to get new characters, outfit everyone, get them kitted up. Then we went back in because we needed a place to stay, and we needed to pay for the inn. And so what I've done for First Heroes, actually, I've made my own Keep on the Borderlands, like, thing, which I think... have I shown you yet or not?
No.
Yeah. Because I tried
we were playing the Underscape module you made.
Yeah. And I tried to make, like, that...
The Apocalypse world. We were playing the Apocalypse.
Because we did the one where you, like, go back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think it didn't work out in the end. I don't think it was kind of a fun idea, but I don't think it worked. No, the Apocalypse one is my Keep on the Borderlands equivalent. Yeah,
we've been doing that then.
Yeah. So I've made like a Keep on the Borderlands type thing, and what I've added there now recently, because you can go into the dungeon, come out, and they won't let you like stay in the inn or anything, right? So I've added like loan sharks because I think that's perfect, right? Yeah. You don't just let the players die. Like I mean, starve. It's like game's over. But what you can do is you go to a loan shark. And now you're constantly, for the next, 10 sessions, trying to dig yourself out of debt. That's the perfect way to have a story. Dresden Files did it. Harry owed 3 favors to the fairies, and then him slowly getting himself out of debt is, like, half the books.
Yeah, we stopped playing Fighting the Vampires.
Yeah. We beat them, though, I think, because we had bees.
Stupid vampires.
How did we get the bees? We were able to transform something into bees somehow.
God magic.
Yeah. No, and like I'm happy to I want to keep playing that at some point. Like because we couldn't do it because I was moving. Yeah. And then you were moving, and then I was insanely busy with work, and then you were busy with like your health falling apart. Yeah. And now we're almost at a place where we can do it again, but now I'm gonna have to catch up on a lot of work and a lot of my other stuff.
My health is falling apart again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. These allergies are destroying me right now.
Yeah, I mean like spring.
Yeah.
But come summer.
Yeah, not just spring allergies though, like having someone new move.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, but that's a matter of time, hopefully. Yeah. Rather than like, because before it was more like this decline that wasn't reversing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's on the up and up in the long.
Everything's looking up Millhouse.
Yeah, like if you look at the long arc of things, I think they're on the up and up.
Yeah, it's just my YouTube channel, which is going slowly down.
For now. But you look 10 years in the future,
it'll be still going slowly down.
Consider this. April 30th, Olden Era comes out. Everyone's going to be looking at Olden Era stuff. You got a Here's My Magic video positioned perfectly for them. They're going to be like, ooh, what's going on here? Yeah, but...
YouTube doesn't work like that anymore.
But it can change.
Yes.
Because it does all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's... have you ever looked at Watch Mojo recently? Like
no.
They've got like 8 million subscribers and their videos get like 2,000 views.
Yeah.
It's not like they're making bad videos exactly. No. It's just like I think people are tired of Watch Mojo style stuff.
Yes.
But like she's still the research. I think it's a woman that's in charge. She's still like researching things and putting together. And yeah, she's Canadian. Might be the top Canadian channel actually. I don't know. But I think so Minecraft forever. I in my mind there is a CRPG. It just doesn't exist, but there is a CRPG I could play forever. It would be one with like the sort of reactivity and fun, just sheer fun of like Divinity Original Sin 1, and it would have like the sort of groundedness of Baldur's Gate 1 because I just love how grounded that world feels. Like it's just like you're in a medieval fantasy world with magic, but it works. It's like you're just going through magic. It's like mythical Germany basically. Like it's great. I think it has the abilities of Baldur's Gate 3 because Baldur's Gate 3 is just so fun on the mechanical side. Yeah. Like its mechanical side is brilliant. And the problem is so many of these games try to have like this very hands-on story. And Baldur's Gate 3 it doesn't exactly do that, but it's everything feels a little like made for me. Yeah. I've noticed like it's not too bad so far, but there's a lot of set pieces. I like they weren't as bad as Divinity 2, but they're still there. So I think it would have more of a Skyrim like distribution of like encounters where you just kind of do what you want with them, and that is the CRPG I could play forever.
Maybe that'll be Divinity 1.
Oh, the new one that's coming out, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'll... Well, I don't think Wayward Realm will be that because that's going to be like a first-person RPG.
Yeah.
But I think Wayward Realm could be a game I could play forever, potentially. Just given... it could fail horribly. But given the people that are making it and the kind of games they like...
Baldur's Gate 6. Not Baldur's Gate 6.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls 6.
I have troubles, like, believing Skyrim's going to be topped. But if they can, that'd be cool. I think... I don't... Now, of course, what happens, the last game you actually play is, like, some stupid JRPG everyone was drooling over, and you try it out for, like, 5 minutes, you're like, this sucks, and you get hit by a bus. But in terms
No, I'm going to be on my deathbed.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, bring me my computer. And it's not going to be like this computer.
Yeah.
It's going to... No, the computer we first played Here's My Magic 2 on that, like...
The grey laptop?
Not the grey laptop.
Oh, the Dell,
No, it wasn't even a laptop. It was the computer...
No, the Dell, just box computer, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was a computer and a screen at the same time.
No, it wasn't, actually. It had a computer underneath, but the monitor was just that big because it was a CRT monitor.
Yeah, that sort of a beige colored thing.
Yeah, no, that was a Dell with Windows 98 on it.
Yeah, bring me my computer. And I'll be lying there, and I'll move my mouse, and I'll click on Here's My Magic 2. And I'll go, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. And then I will load in Slugfest.
Yeah.
And I'll go, be-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. And then I'll die.
Yeah.
And then editing-wise, that'll be the end of this podcast.
Ah.
And I'll edit in those actual songs overlaying.
Alright, I like it. Bum, 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 bum. That's the Heroes 3 Barbarian Town. It's for your editing, Yeah. That's Heroes 4. That's the Heroes 4 dungeon.
Oh, yes. Did you notice how I cut it?
Yeah.
When she starts screaming her head off.
Alright. Like that there?
Yep.
Alright.